Nathan, welcome back to another episode of TFL Talk. And it's been a hell of a winter, hasn't it?
It's been sucking all over the North American continent.
It has. Snow in Texas, snow in Colorado, snow in New York, rain in California. So let's get over winter and let's talk about spring. And today we're going to do the top 10 spring or sunshine cars. Think about them as cars that you would take out on the weekend. And think about them as the ultimate kind of fun cars. Now, keep in mind, we're only putting cars on this list that we've recently driven.
That's right.
And we do that on purpose because we want the manufacturers to be included on this. And if you want to be included, we have to drive it.
We can't talk about it if we haven't driven it.
All right, the number 10 car, which I just got to drive, the brand new Mini Cooper. And of course, that is just a hoot of a little car. It has sunshine written all over its face, and I got to drive it in Puerto Rico, so maybe
that's why it has sunshine all over it, because you're in Puerto Rico while I was freezing somewhere else. I won't say the words I want to say. Next one.
And this is the one you got to drive.
Yeah, that's right.
This could be a winter car too, the Subaru WRX.
Yeah, but it's
why not
such
the
a fun
STI?
car. Well, because the STI is sports car on a different level. That's a serious driver's car, and it's really good on track. The WRX, you can drive it anywhere and have a good time. There are things it needs. It needs a better exhaust note. It kind of looks tame, but man, driving that thing, it's just so much fun. Open up the windows, crank up the stereo, go flying through a bunch of daisies that are popping up during spring. It's just a fun car. So fun, spring, kind of put them together.
And you know, what else happens in spring? Mating, right? Mating. People's minds turn to the opposite sex.
Where did that come from? I mean,
I'm just looking at this list.
Oh, the next car. Okay.
No, not the next one, but some of the other cars. I'm thinking these are cars that are good for that very practice. Not necessarily doing it, but getting the partner to do it.
Okay.
Testosterone,
okay. I don't know the women you've been meeting because those are the ones I've meeting. I got to drive a Jaguar to get any of that.
And speaking, that's
I know.
Okay, all right. Number 8, and this is the car you had, is the Volkswagen Jetta GLI.
That is such a cool car, though. And Andre, the angry Russian mechanic, he absolutely loves the car. I think he had some moments with it alone. It's a really fun car because it's basically like a GTI, but it's more practical. It's got a little bit more space to it, and it also looks like a regular car. But when you hammer it, it is a true sleeper. You hammer it, and you have so much fun with it. And that's the cool thing. You could just go driving around and like be an absolute ape behind the wheel. But if if the constabulary see you, it looks like a regular Jetta. And like, whatever. It's just a Jetta. That's the thing. It just doesn't have that. And at the same time, it's just a friggin' hoot to drive.
Yeah, I like that car a lot, and you don't see them as often as you see the GTIs. Everybody goes for the GTI, but this car is a car that the true car enthusiast who values their
power,
their discretion drives. Now, the number 7 just reeks adolescent testosterone, and you drove it, of course, the Chevy Exotic Turbo.
That's another one that Andre liked too.
Yeah.
And I know you're not all that keen to it, but it's just a really fun car to drive. Look, it's a really, really cheap.
It's got that coffee can exhaust.
Yeah, so that one had the optional exhaust and whatnot. Look, it does look like a kid's car to a certain degree, but if you want, you can deck it out and make it look like a regular everyday car. It's got a great turbo engine. It gets fantastic fuel economy. It's really cheap, and it's civilized. It's a simple, civilized car, but man, when you hammer it, it's really quick, and it's a lot of fun on the corners.
You know, that's kind of the automotive equivalent of a motorcycle crotch rocket. You know, one of the Japanese Katana sports bikes.
Yeah, maybe.
So if you have a girl who's actually going to sit on the back of one of those, she might actually get into a Chevy Sonic Turbo.
Once again, that's not
It's spring, dude. It is spring.
You're not going to... Okay.
It's spring.
Well, the next one a girl will get into.
Yes, a girl will actually want this one. The Jeep Wrangler, any of the models.
Yeah.
Sport, Rubicon.
As long as the top is removed.
As long as the top is removed.
The Jeep's top.
The girl's top, or... Yeah.
You're going to get us in trouble with that. No, the Jeep, we won't take the top off. If you get the unlimited four-door, it's the only four-door you can buy that is technically a convertible. And man, you can take the doors off, and you can go to the dunes, you can go anywhere, and it's so much fun. Nothing quite like getting wind blowing in if you're wearing shorts and having it just right up the crotch and everything else. Who needs a girl?
I'd still want the girl with me in that car, and she will go in that car with me.
Yes.
Not if you fold down the windscreen.
When you put down the windscreen, forget it. You get bugs in your teeth and everything. I highly recommend not doing that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
All right. And the other good thing about that car is that you can get a used one. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Or you can get a new one and not be kind of, in that I am too rich for my own good. Right? People are, it's just an every person, everyday kind of car. It's got that kind of good, honest, wholesome, I'm not rich, I'm not poor, I'm just a cool guy in a Jeep.
Okay.
Unlike
my brain isn't.
Unlike potentially the Mercedes-Benz E550 Cabriolet, which I drove, which is worth like 3 Gs.
Yes,
New.
yes. But here's the thing, folks. For those of you who have been watching our thousands of episodes, cast your minds and think about this. He fit perfectly in that car. The wind
He's calling me old.
lightly ruffled his hair. Not messed it up. Lightly ruffled the perfect hair. He was in heaven. When you see the video, you'll see there's a gold aura forming around him. That is the perfect type of car for somebody who says, I got a little bit of money, girl. Come on. Come on.
I was in heaven because that engine is very powerful.
It's an awesome
that
engine.
car is fast and fun, and the top comes down quickly, which is exactly what you want in a car.
Next.
All right, next.
You get in so much trouble. Emmy and Nicole are going to get together.
I know.
and ram us in the head.
I know. We need them here when they're out of town. It's trouble.
Boy.
Fiat 500 Abarth Cabrio.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We both agree on this car 100%. Every person I've driven in that car has loved it. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's quick. It handles great. And it's not quite a convertible. I'm not a big convertible fan, but it's kind of like a mix of having sort of a hardtop and a convertible because it slides down the back and you still have the upper roof rails on it. I don't know. Something about that car is just so much fun.
Yeah. I love the fact that it doesn't necessarily, the whole top doesn't come down because you just want the sun.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily want all that wind buffeting without having to put the wind blocker in there. So yeah, it's kind of like a reverse Mohawk, right? That Mohawk part just comes down right in the middle of the car.
And then the sides stay out.
All right, number 3 is probably one of the best sounding cars and most fun cars that I've driven, Jaguar F-Type convertible. Yeah.
It is such a good-looking car.
Oh my God.
It sounds so freaking good.
It's got it all.
And just with the top down, the top up, it doesn't matter. It's a good-looking car, but that is probably one of the best convertibles of this year. That's 2014 best convertible.
It's taken Jaguar, 40 years since the E-Type to go to the F-Type. And it's well worth it. Well worth it because the E-Type is probably one of the top 10 most beautiful cars, and I think 40 years from now the F-Type will be in that same place.
It'll be in the same type as...
And I would immediately buy it if it wasn't for my next car, which is a Corvette C7.
Yeah, that's number 2. That's almost number 1, but it was a number 2 on our list. And look, I know we have the Corvette on all these different lists, but because it's one of the best cars ever. It's a fantastic car.
And it's as good as a Jaguar, and it costs probably $20,000 less.
And you can can't you remove the... it's like a target top.
You get the target top, and you get that wonderful American V8 growl. Which it's got it all. If I had $52,000 in my pocket right now, I'd be off to the Chevy dealership.
He would buy the Jaguar still, and I would buy the Corvette. Corvette, hooligan, Jaguar, slightly more sophisticated person who drinks their tea with the finger up.
Now, this next car, number 1 car, is on our list because we got a chance to drive it, and we got a chance to drive it on ice. It's the the Bentley Continental GT.
How can you cross that? How can you even...
I was reading the wrong number. It's the Bentley Continental GT Speed convertible, $272,000. It doubled the price of my house when I put it in the garage. But there is nothing better than that induction note and wail of the W12. Not V12, W12, right? They're like 2 W's like this. It's two sixes grafted together, and when Andre came into my house and started it up, the whole house shook. Yeah.
I want to take one of these to like my 30th high school reunion. Not get out of the car either. Just kind of sit in there, look at people, go, hey, what's up? And then drive off. And not look, and do it in such a way where, no, this isn't a rental, so put my foot down, go sideways, flying down. There's so much power in that car, it's incredible. And it's a car that, frankly, only a handful of people will ever own.
Yeah, and let's face it, today everybody's making their engine smaller, right? So we are in the last days of twin turbocharged, 12-cylinder supercars, and this is one of them. It's a convertible, and the great thing I loved about the car was that unlike a Ferrari where it takes a bit of contortion to get into, it's got these weird-ass controls on the steering wheel, right? There's a lot that you have to kind of do to get in the Ferrari set of mind. This is just get in, start the key, you don't have to turn the key, push the button, drop the top, put it in drive, right? Standard old drive. If you want, put it in sport and go for it.
It's an incredible car, and the street presence of that car is ridiculous. Immediately, I wanted to call myself Nate Diddy.
All right, Nate Diddy. As always, this is Roman and my rapper buddy here.
Nathan, what's up?
Yeah, saying thanks for watching, and remember, check out tflcar.com for what, Nathan?
News, views, and reviews.
And, of course, subscribe for a new car video every day. Ciao.
Zajin.